My name's Catherine Ward. I'm 75 years old. I have got COPD. I used to work board, so I retired late, so I didn't retire till I was 67, being in Norway at the time. And it wasn't until I got back that I found out that my coughing and all the rest of it was in fact an illness. I didn't know in Norway. When I came back here, it was my doctor, so I've been getting all the... And as regards coming here, my sister's son's mother-in-law, that's Christine, they were going to one in wherever it was they were.
Halifax.
Halifax, yes. And we were talking, and I said about being diagnosed with this, and she said, where I go to this Singing for Breathing group, or as it was called, something else then maybe, she said it's really good, and I've heard they're opening one in Wakefield, and why don't you try it? So we went to the first one at the Art House, and I've been coming, and that's some years ago.
Be 5 years in April.
Yeah, and I've been coming ever since because it's brilliant, really.
Fabulous. Can you tell us about any health outcomes, but also mental health and social outcomes?
Well, yes. I mean, at the moment, I'm not the best ambassador for health outcomes because I had COVID again last year and I've had the 100-day cough thing. So at the moment, I'm a bit kind of gaspy and wheezy, but nevertheless, I do feel if I hadn't been doing this, the outcome from these last 2 attacks would have been much worse because it would have really knocked me out. But I think I've coped with it much better. But ordinarily, I'm a lot better. I have a tendency to breathe wrongly. It's a habit of a lifetime, but now I have to stop myself and do it properly. And I do it all the time now, which is good. And mentally, I think, or whatever you call it, I think it's a great help is this because one, you know you're not the only one. 2, you see people much worse than you, so you think, get a grip, you know. And I think so as well when you're sort of like me and my sister, we live together, but we're both in our 70s and we don't really have any support now, and particularly, so you know you're going to have to spend most of your time taking care of yourself, and when you're not so well, it feels rather overwhelming and pointless at times because you think, oh, is this how it's going to be? And it's going to get worse. But when you belong to this group, there's so much support from the group, and particularly Jackie, I have to say, who has got endless enthusiasm and compassion, which fascinates me. I don't know where you get it from, for all these people who are whinging constantly. But she is, and you leave feeling positive and cheered, and you feel, yes, another week, yes, I can do another week easily, or more, you know, so yes, it's good in every way, really, yeah.
Lovely. What do you most enjoy about the group?
Oh, it's difficult. It's kind of, I think it might be just the feeling of being part of something as much as anything. I mean, the singing, of course, is good, and the breathing's good, that goes without saying, but I think also the community spirit of it, and the fact that there's somebody out there who knows you're there and is looking out for you. And if you're never not so well or anything, you get messages sort of, oh, we got to, you know, otherwise you wouldn't get any of that, hardly, anyway. So I think it's probably community spirit. But of course, I enjoy the singing, which I wasn't sure I would, to be honest. I'm not much of a singer, really. Or I haven't really been. So I really enjoy that as well. Yes.
Lastly, what would you say to others that may get benefits but aren't sure whether they should attend?
I would say definitely come, because I think everybody's going to get something out of it, depending on, I mean, there's lots of different causes for having breathing problems, so you don't know to what level it would work for them, but I think it's always going to be better. It's never going to be worse than it was before. And it's just a good thing to do. Everybody who comes, particularly the people who live alone and are more incapacitated than I think this is their lifeline. And they miss it terribly if they don't come. And they feel very isolated and lonely a lot of the time. And so yes, come, but then we need a bigger room. Can somebody pay to have the hall done, please?